Things are so unpredictable in Pakistan right now that last week we actually recorded a video, but by the time we got to putting it up online, things changed so much that we had to actually scrap the video. Reza, the last week has been eventful. We were thinking that a couple of people were possible candidates for becoming the prime minister, and one of them got disqualified, and the other person said, "I'm not going to, going to do any more politics." Right now, we have what is called a caretaker prime minister or a rubber stamp prime minister coming in, but we will not talk about that person. The real prime minister of Pakistan in the interim till the next election is going to be Shahbaz Sharif. So, what is Shahbaz Sharif's record when it comes to India, when it comes to the army, and when it comes to tackling extremism in Pakistan?
Shehbaz Sharif is the younger brother of Nawaz Sharif, the three-time Prime Minister of Pakistan. He is primarily known as the Chief Minister of Punjab Province. During his stint as Chief Minister, he has done a great job as an administrator. He's widely seen as a workaholic and a doer. But when it comes to India, well, his perceptions of India-Pakistan relations are not something that are very publicly known. He's a bit of an unknown quantity. He's said the usual things like, wanting better relations with India, just like his brother. And he's talked about better relations between Indian Punjab and the Pakistani Punjab. But people who know him say that he isn't as gung-ho as Nawaz Sharif about building relations with India. He would rather prefer to build relations with Turkey or with China, Pakistan's traditional allies. As far as the military goes, well, the military has a more favorable view of him than Nawaz Sharif. In fact, Shahbaz has acted as an intermediary between the PMLN and the military on a number of occasions. Whenever the government had problems, needed to smooth things over, they used Shahbaz as an intermediary. Extremism, well, interesting. There was this famous incident a few years ago when the Taliban had carried out a bombing in Lahore. And a few days after that, Shahbaz Sharif was giving a speech in public, which was aired on television. And we were watching it and we were shocked when he said that, look, the PMLN and the Taliban have the same ideals. So why are you attacking us? So that kind of gives you an idea about, his views on extremism.
And we are now moving towards the elections in Pakistan next year. So what we have right now is that power being transferred from one family member to the other. There is also this huge anti-corruption movement led by the leader of PTI, Imran Khan. So do you think that when we move towards election date in 2018, there is a possibility of the power equations changing and the PTI having some sort of an electoral advantage?
Well, Imran Khan had an impressive turnout for his rally on Sunday after the disqualification of Nawaz Sharif. He's been building up momentum. Most of the public commentary in Pakistan seems to suggest that he is one of the biggest beneficiaries of this Supreme Court ruling. Don't forget, he was one of the people who petitioned the Supreme Court against Nawaz Sharif over corruption. But Imran Khan's Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf party has always had a problem converting this sort of support into votes. Into votes. And I don't see his party still in a position to be able to mount a nationwide challenge. He's definitely going to benefit in the next elections, but whether he's going to grow his party into a brute force that is going to form a government on its own, I think the jury is still out on that one.
And a last question, because the number of seats that Punjab province has in the Parliament, National Assembly, and because of the fact that the power is still under the Nawaz Sharif family, there is a good chance that in the next election also PMLN will emerge victorious, and we will probably in that way have a continuous sort of administration. In this context, the relations between India and Pakistan are not at best right now. So are we going to see these relations not getting better in the coming years also? Because if PML, as you say, is likely to come back to power.
Well, I think you can safely say that we are not going to see any really big development in the next 1 year. the PMLN is most likely to go into an election mode in the next few months. They'll be more focused on domestic issues. So I don't foresee any major breakthrough in the coming years unless there's some sort of really big back channel contact and something is worked out. But as I said, Shehbaz Sharif is somebody who is possibly not going to give as much attention to India-Pakistan relations as his elder brother. So that I think is going to be another factor which will kind of, I think this stagnation that we are seeing in relations will continue for some time.
In the 3 or 4 months beginning from last week, we are going to see at least 3 prime ministers in Pakistan, adding to the political uncertainty that has characterized the country's politics. So when Shehbaz Sharif takes on the mantle from his brother, what is going to change for India? What is going to change for the country in Pakistan? And there are many more questions that are left unanswered. When we reach that stage, we will bring back more analysis to you. So all I can say at this point is watch this space. Thanks for being here with us.